Hey guys, it's me, Captain Norseman, and this is my first official movie review of this year in 2015. And yes, as you can see, it is Marvel's Avengers Age of Ultron, the first comic movie of the year, and the 11th installment of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, pretty much. The first, one of the last Phase 2 movies, as Ant-Man is the final Phase 2 movie, which will be coming out on July the 17th, 2015, this summer. And pretty much, let's go through the first details. By the way, guys, just to warn you, there will be loads of spoilers in this review, as you could see in the description, as you can see in the title. So you have been warned, pretty much. And so basically, if you want to go watch the movie, pretty much, in the cinema and everything, go watch it and then come back and watch this review. If you don't really care for spoilers and stuff like that, then just watch and enjoy the review. But let me go through the details, and here we go. Well, basically, guys, as we know, this, as I said, it was set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The sequel to the big, the third highest grossing movie of all time, Marvel's The Avengers in 2012. It's the 11th installment of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It was done by Marvel Studios and Disney. The director was Josh Whedon. Producer was Kevin Feige. And the official cast for the movie: Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Chris Evans as Captain America, Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye, Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch, Aaron Taylor-Johnson as Quicksilver, Paul Bettany as the Vision, James Spader as Ultron, Anthony Mackie as the Falcon, Don Cheadle as War Machine, Haley Atwell as Agent Peggy Carter, Tom Kurtzman as Baron von Strucker, and also, there you go, there's the main official cast, pretty much. Okay, so let's go through the movie, pretty much. How my first thoughts on the film. I thought it was like freaking incredible. The action was absolutely brilliant. The action choreography and everything. It made everyone look strong. For me, with the movie, everyone felt important. The whole cast stood out. Everyone felt important. Everyone had equal screen time. So that was one good thing. So, and the movie felt epic and everything, and it definitely did build to Phase 3 really well. So let's go through the movie and everything, the story of the film. Pretty much, it starts out pretty much, Avengers Age of Ultron. It starts out with, like, you see the twins, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, and it's like the Hydra fortress is getting attacked, pretty much, and everything. Obviously, this is taking, pretty much, definitely taking after the events, pretty much after Captain America: The Winter Soldier in Phase 2. An epic blockbuster solo movie, Captain America. And then basically it just shows the Avengers as a team: Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, the Hulk, Black Widow, Hawkeye, all as a team, working hard and everything, working together. It's awesome and everything. They're just taking everyone out and stuff. Then Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch start to get involved a little bit, because the whole Hydra base is getting invaded by the Avengers. Quicksilver does, in a way, start to get involved. He pretty much attacks Hawkeye and everything. And he says that, quote from the TV spot. He's like, you didn't see that coming. Basically he says that, and he pretty much says that a lot during the movie at times. And pretty much, basically also, Scarlet Witch also, when Iron Man, basically, because they've come with Loki's scepter and everything, and when Iron Man pretty much basically finds the scepter, he starts to find all this old stuff and everything from the first Avengers movie, like the Chitauri ships and all that stuff and everything. Scarlet Witch gets in Iron Man's head, and then starts making Iron Man see everybody dead, basically, and everything, and the whole world's basically, being destroyed as the galaxy and all that stuff. Pretty much a hint to, Avengers Infinity War Part 1 and 2, pretty much, and stuff like that for the future. And it basically says, like, you could have done more, Stark, you could have saved us. So that is like a really, really, quite cool thing. And then basically snaps out of it, and then the main logo comes in. Then after that, pretty much the heroes go back to New York City. They go to New York City and everything, and they, Iron Man pretty much basically says to Bruce Banner that he pretty much they can actually start, because of his paranoia after what he saw, he pretty much wants them to do the Ultron program, and he feels that they can do it and everything. Then Bruce Banner and pretty much Tony Stark bring Ultron to life in a way, and then basically, Ultron wakes up, and he pretty much starts talking to Jarvis, and then you could already tell there's something dodgy with Ultron, and he pretty much like does something to Jarvis where you just don't see him a lot for the rest of the film. Then after that, pretty much it's the party. You got all 6 of the Avengers there. You got Maria Hill there. You got you got everyone there pretty much. You got War Machine there. The Falcon's there. The Falcon even makes a little bit of a mention about Winter Soldier searching for him, which is actually really awesome. There's a lot of really, really cool things and everything. Plus, as you see basically in that clip that was released on YouTube, is the part where they're all lifting the hammer and everything. They all fail to. But the thing that was pretty awesome is I love how Captain America does it and then he makes it move a little bit. So it basically shows he is worthy and everything, as he is in the comics and stuff, which is hinting to maybe in Avengers 3 he will lift the hammer, which is going to be an epic moment. Then, anyway, guys, let's get to the next part of the movie, pretty much. And the next part of the film is very interesting because Ultron is pretty much awake. He starts acting really creepy and everything, and then he pretty much gets like, he's gone into all of Stark's Iron Legion people, and he starts making them attack the Avengers. The Avengers destroy all the drones and everything, including him, but Ultron, because of, he's connected to all the drones and all the internet, he basically starts going everywhere around the world and stuff. So he pretty much recreates himself in like another country, in the country where Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch is. Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch find him, and then he starts telling them about how they can destroy the Avengers together and stuff. And he can, because Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch bring up their upbringing, about how they've been kind of being wronged in the past and everything. About how they lived in Europe, how their parents died, all this stuff and everything. So, which is pretty good actually. I like that they're at least going, close enough to, what the story is with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, even though obviously we know that, and stuff like that and everything. The cool thing about it is, after that, pretty much, the Avengers basically track down Ultron, basically, and they basically go to the ship area. And the cool thing is, which is actually really amazing, I love this part, is they mention Wakanda and everything. They mention they have to go to Wakanda, not to Wakanda, but near it, and pretty much that's like, the place where Ultron is going to get to, to get more super strong and everything, which is really, really cool. Yeah, I was really happy with that. Andy Serkis as Claw was amazing. I absolutely loved his performance in this movie, and I cannot wait to see him more. Ultron, Quicksilver, and Scarlet Witch are there and everything. They pretty much take over the ship, and also Ultron pretty much, blows off Claw's arm, which half of his arm, which I think a lot of people will understand why, because that's something to do with his origin and stuff. Because one of his arms is got a weapon on it or something. I can't remember, but it's something like that. The Avengers come, like Iron Man, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Captain America. They all start having a fight. Ultron starts having a fight with Iron Man in the sky and everything, flying. But for Black Widow and Hawkeye all get, kind of, all get affected by. No, I mean, I, Black Widow, Captain America, and Thor all get affected, and then you see Thor pretty much, because he goes through this hallucination. He's like in Asgard, and it's all dodgy. It's kind of like pretty much like Loki's. This is Loki in control, and you see Heimdall. He's telling Thor that like, holy shit, basically the whole world, that Asgard is, pretty much going to burn, it's going to go to hell and everything, pretty much hinting to Thor Ragnarok, pretty much, which was really cool. I think you saw Loki for like a second in the movie. You saw him with the horns and everything and sitting on a throne or something, so you saw him for like a second, pretty much. Black Widow, it went back to her past and everything, and how, she went through her training and everything with the KJB and everything, which was really, really, quite interesting and stuff. You saw Captain America. It was quite interesting with him because it showed that it's basically showing you that he wanted to go to that final dance with Agent Peggy Carter and stuff, and he never got to do that and stuff, which was really interesting. And there's all types of things basically with it. But after that, basically, after Scarlet Witch is eventually stopped by Hawkeye. Quicksilver gets her out there and everything, and basically she's pissed off. So she basically gets the Hulk angry, and he starts going in the city of Africa and starts absolutely destroying everything. Then Iron Man assembles the Hulkbuster, and the Hulkbuster just comes down and starts freaking, oh my god, he starts fucking up everything, pretty much. Those two have one crazy fight. They were fighting on buildings, they were fighting in the sky, they were fighting, they were throwing cars at each other and all types of stuff. It was a good fight. And then Iron Man eventually knocked him out and everything, and finally got, Bruce Banner, back to Bruce Banner and everything, which was really good. Then they basically, to keep everyone safe after, what happened, Hawkeye takes them to a safe house, pretty much, the Avengers to the safe house, which is in the kind of like the middle of nowhere. It's kind of like in a farm and everything, which is kind of cool. And basically, you find out Hawkeye's got a wife and he's got kids and everything. That pretty much explains where where he was through all of Phase 2 and everything. And it shows Hawkeye's secret life. And then Hawkeye basically has a talk with his wife and everything, and I don't know, he kind of feels like he's not really useful and everything, but his wife tells him that yes, you are very useful, and you've got to help out Captain America, you've got to help out Iron Man and the rest of the Avengers. Thor goes off to he goes off to obviously, oh shit, I've actually forgotten Eric Selvig, from the Thor movies, who was also in the first Avengers movie. He goes to him and he pretty much asks him, so, to see more of this vision, pretty much. And they go to like this river thing. Thor goes into it and he basically sees more of it, and it's basically the end of the world, but also he sees all six Infinity Gems, which is really cool. So he kind of now is starting to know something's going on with the Infinity Gems and everything. So that's really cool. Also after that, pretty much Iron Man and Captain America have this really big talk and everything, which is interesting. And yeah, they have a really big, interesting talk. And as you can tell, there's more and more hints to Civil War and everything with those two and stuff like that and everything, which is really awesome. After pretty much that, Nick Fury basically turns up in the barn basically, and he starts talking to them, starts giving them advice and everything, and he starts getting them pretty much, he's pretty much, getting them back to normal and everything, getting them wanting to fight again and stuff like that. So what happens next is the Avengers go on a new mission. They leave the house and everything, and Nick Fury heads to New York City with the Avengers Tower where Maria Hill is. They go their separate ways. They head to basically South Korea, where Helen Cho, aka a hint to Adamus Cho, pretty much, who's probably turning up very soon in the MCU. It was great and everything. They went there and they pretty much, because Ultron was creating something, and I think a lot of comic fans will know what it was. It was the Vision, pretty much, and he had the mind gem in his head and everything, which was really, really cool. And Scarlet Witch was, they made quite a few hints to Scarlet Witch and the Vision's, relationship in this movie, which was really, really cool. I really enjoyed that. Pretty much, and when Scarlet Witch touched the Vision, she basically saw like what Ultron was using him for, and it was going to be for the apocalypse, the end of the world, and everything. And that's when you found out Ultron's, main thing, that he just wants to destroy all of humanity and everything. Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch get out of there. Helen Cho gets put to normal, and pretty much, as we see, then there was a huge, there's this huge freaking car chase and everything. The Avengers are trying to get, this android thing out of there, aka the Vision, out of, away from Ultron and in their own path and everything. And Captain America, and Black Widow are in the action and everything. They go on this race against Ultron, which is really awesome. Plus, also Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch get involved, and they actually help out Captain America, which is really awesome and everything. I love that. That's the first time them becoming heroes, and they join forces with Cap and go back to the Avengers base where they are and everything, where Tony is. They basically, Black Widow gets taken. Hawkeye basically takes the android with him, and basically they head back to where Stark and Bruce Banner are. And basically, you know, where Natasha is, Romanoff, aka Black Widow, is basically Ultron reveals his final form, which is a badass form, and he pretty much reveals his plan in a way. Also, another thing, basically we go to where Stark is and everything. Stark is planning to basically unleash whatever android this is, and Bruce is going along with it. But then you know, then after that, pretty much Captain America, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver say it's not safe and everything, so they're against it. But then Thor comes, and there's like some big fight between everyone. It's kind of crazy, that moment. That was a hint to Civil War with all the heroes. And then basically Thor pretty much, does his fun lightning and thunder into the android, and the Vision wakes up and everything. And then the Vision starts talking and everything, and he starts saying how he's with, he's with humanity. He's going to fight alongside them and everything. He's against Ultron and everything. And, he pretty much, makes the cape come out and everything. It's really cool and everything. And basically what's amazing is, oh my God, this was an OMG moment. You just, right before the pretty much Vision's about to leave or whatever, they're about to go on the thing, you see Vision's holding Thor's hammer. So pretty much you basically see, to prove that he is good and he is on their side, he's worthy, basically. And if you're worthy, you're a hero, basically, a great hero. So that was actually a really incredible moment that I actually loved. Everyone was just shocked. It was a great, funny moment. Awesome moment, though. But yeah, and then basically Thor and Vision were actually connecting really well. And basically all you do is you see everyone just getting ready for the battle at the end, prepared and everything, because I know it could be the end of the world and stuff. And then basically they head to the battle and everything. Bruce Banner gets Black Widow out of the cell and everything, but needs the Hulk, so she pushes him down the well thing. He gets back up as the Hulk, and him and Black Widow start making it to the battle in this Eastern Europe country that Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are from. Basically, Scarlet Witch, basically with her, telekinesis power, starts making the whole, city, basically town, start, pretty much getting to safety and everything. The Avengers are trying to get everyone to safety, and then Ultron turns up and his army, and they start freaking attacking everybody, and then the Avengers are having to save everyone. But then the center, kind of like the middle of the town and city, starts to get lifted into the air pretty much by this machine and everything, and it starts killing loads of people. But also at the same time, basically then the Avengers are trying to get like loads of people on there to keep them safe and everything. Then, while still fighting, there's still like, pretty much the Avengers get to all together for the first time, like Vision, Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, Iron Man, Captain America 4, the Hulk, Black Widow, Hawkeye, and they're all together at once. And even, basically all hope is lost after that point and everything. But then the Hell Carrier comes with Nick Fury and Maria Hill, and also, War Machine's there, and he starts helping them and everything. It's like really awesome. The battle at the end, they all start fighting together. And then pretty much because the Hell Carrier, they start getting loads of people off that thing and everything. So that's really, really cool. And basically, yeah, it's really awesome. And then basically, there's this little kid basically that's the only one left and everything, and Hawkeye runs to go get him, and then Ultron's got this like plane he's basically shooting bullets in, and then Quicksilver gets in front of Hawkeye, so he gets shot instead, and yes, Quicksilver dies, basically saving Hawkeye and the child and everything, which is really heroic but also really sad. But I think it's good because it shows someone as bad and tainted as him can be a hero, and for him to die sacrificing himself was really, really awesome and everything. Then quick Scarlet Witch went into pain, and then she started like killing all the Ultron robots and everything. She went and destroyed the main Ultron one basically right at the end. They got everyone off pretty much everything, because Thor and Iron Man worked together to basically destroy the machine thing together. The whole thing was collapsing, so Vision obviously was, as we all know from the comics, is the main love interest of Scarlet Witch, saved Scarlet Witch and everything. And yeah, and then there's one more Ultron bot left, because there's one more Ultron bot, and Vision is the one that destroys him, which makes sense because that's one of the biggest rivalries in comics. So that was a good way to do it and everything. So that was cool. Then right after that, pretty much, Thor's going back to Asgard to go sort out, to find out the truth about this Infinity Stones thing and everything, and find out what's going on in Asgard and everything about his vision. Tony Stark just goes out on his own, pretty much. Hawkeye goes back to his family. Nick Fury, basically the new Shield is up and everything, but it's more like not called Shield. It's more like an Avengers thing now, more of an Avengers Academy and everything, which is really, really cool. And this is one part that made me really, really smile and everything. You basically had, and the Hulk went off on his own after the battle and everything in a ship on his own in the middle of nowhere and everything, which was interesting. I'll get to that in the end of the movie. And then basically something that's really, really cool is the factor that and then basically you had the Captain America and Black Widow pretty much walk into this room and everything, and then all you see is the new Avengers, the Falcon in a new suit, War Machine, Scarlet Witch in a new suit, and also the Vision. And right at the end, Captain America goes, Avengers, and then it cuts off. And then everyone's like, oh, basically, because he was about to say Avengers Assemble, the classic line in the comics and everything. So, yeah, and basically that was, absolutely amazing. And then we had obviously a new type of, credits ending, which looked really, really amazing. They were kind of like statues and everything, gold statues. So that was awesome. But anyway, there was also another thing that, now we're going to get to the mid-credit scene. There was no other post-credit scene. As they said, there was only a mid-credit scene. In the ship where Hulk was, it reveals that was actually Thanos in that ship, and it shows him with the gauntlet. And then he basically says at the end, well, looks like I gotta do it all by myself. And it ends like that, him smiling, and then you're like, oh shit. So the question is, where is the Incredible Hulk? And it looks like he's probably been sent to the galaxy. It's kind of like an Odin moment in For the Dark World, where you're like wondering what has happened to Odin, where is Odin after what Loki did to him. But this is kind of like that moment. But I think we kind of have a, because Thanos is, based in the galaxy, so he's probably put him in the Hulk in the galaxy and everything. So that's going to be very, very interesting. And that's how the movie was and everything. So for me, I give the movie an absolutely, it was funny, guys. It was dark at times, really dark, more darker than most Marvel MCU movies. It was it was action packed. The action choreography was amazing, even better than the first. Pretty much it, a lot of standout performances. I'm gonna go by everyone. Robert Downey Jr., pretty much, and Chris Evans as Captain America and Iron Man, they were solid as usual. Chris Hemsworth was solid as Thor. The Hulk, Mark Ruffalo was great. Scarlett Johansson was great as Black Widow. Jeremy Renner, he as Hawkeye, he had the best quotes of the movie and everything. Elizabeth Olsen really standed out as Scarlet Witch. Aaron Taylor Johnson was really good as Quicksilver. For me, he was a lot more closer to the character of Quicksilver, a lot more close to the comics character, the version of it. But I will say, obviously, for most comic fans, they're probably mostly likely going to say that, Evan Peters from the X-Men franchise is more probably he makes more of an impact as Quicksilver than the MCU one did and everything. But he made a great sacrifice and he was pretty awesome. Paul Bettany was great as the Vision. Could not wait to see him more. James Spader was an incredible villain. It was such a dark movie and everything and stuff like that. And then obviously the camos of Thanos, Agent Peggy Carter, Don Cheadle, Anthony Mackie. It's always good, and I think it's really cool because they pretty much were setting up, um, Captain America: Civil War. They were hinting to other Phase 3 films, which was really cool. But as we know, the cast for Civil War, is half revealed right now. So most likely, as we know, even though Vision, War Machine have not been confirmed, they're likely to probably be involved in it as they're connected to the Avengers right now. They're the new Avengers, which is really cool. But I'm actually officially excited for Avengers 3, aka Avengers Infinity War Part 1 and 2, because one, that's Thanos and one of my favorite, villains, probably my favorite villain of all time, plus one of my favorite comic book storylines of all time, the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, Infinity War. Um, pretty much going to have all the Avengers again and everything, possibly the Guardians of the Galaxy, and also it's going to have the new Avengers like Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Captain Marvel, Ant-Man, Wasp. It's going to be absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to watch the third one. For me, I give this a 10 out of 10. I think it's one of the greatest comic book movies ever so far. It's, for the next 5 years of, huge, huge comic book movies pretty much coming for the next 5 years, a big war between the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the DC Cinematic Universe, the X-Men franchise and Fantastic Four franchise by Fox, and also now the Valiant Cinematic Universe is involved in the game with their universe. So everything is going to go crazy, and this was a great way to kick off the year. I think this was a 10 out of 10 movie. Definitely recommend it to everyone. This was just such an amazing film. It has everything pretty much, and I was just so entertained from start to finish, and I love this movie. Was it better than the first? Yes, for me it was. I think it was like, because it felt bigger. The villain felt more bigger. The threat felt bigger. The team was bigger, so that gives more of a dynamic. And yeah, it was just absolutely amazing and stuff like that. So I absolutely loved it. So guys, thank you if you watched this live. Thank you so much if you're going to watch this when this is uploaded. Leave a like and comment for your opinions, subscribe for more videos, and I am going to be back for more videos and everything. I really enjoyed Avengers Age of Ultron. I hope you guys are enjoying it right now in Europe, and also, next week, the Americans and the Canadians and other countries enjoy it as well when it comes out on May the 1st. Hope you enjoy it, and also, I love this movie. Cannot wait for Ant-Man later this year, and also the rest of the MCU Phase 3 and Avengers Infinity War. And yeah. All right. Bye, guys. I'm out. Bye.